Phil Friedman with more on my carnivore diet journey. I'm going to take you along for the ride. We have been lied to. The food pyramid is a scam. It's nonsense. They want you to believe that cereal, like fruity whatever it is healthier than meat. And they are lying to us. And America is less healthy, more obese, and taking more meds than ever before in the history of our great country. I'm telling you right now, I think I'm onto something with the carnivore diet. I'm open, however, to being wrong on this. Like if I keel over right now, you might say, wow, that wasn't such a good idea. That's why I'm taking you along on the journey. But all I can tell you is I'm seeing progress with so many of my friends. And now this is becoming such a big thing because I've done a few carnivore diet videos, as you well know. And man, every single time I do it, I get so many responses and so many people saying, what are you doing? How do I do it? How can I do this? And I can see that there is a need out there for this kind of stuff. Lucky Charms are not healthier for you than meat. Meat is one of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet. It is so good for you. And that's why I'm going to show you my breakfast here in just one moment and give you an idea of what we do on the carnivore diet. And then I'm going to be interviewing some health professionals. I highly recommend you check out some of the guys on YouTube that are really, really good. Dr. Ken Berry is one of them. He's really excellent. And he goes through it with medical studies and so much more to tell you exactly why carnivore diet is the human appropriate kind of diet for you. Now you can go keto also. You don't have to go hardcore carnivore. There's all kinds of ways to approach this. But if you want to improve your health and so much more, like, inflammation and your blood pressure, all of that is really much better for me. My mental acuity is much better. As I say, the bar was pretty low on that, but I can think better. I can process things better. I don't have the aches and pains that I had before. Everything seems to be headed in the right direction. So let me tell you what I did for breakfast today. All right, I found some red fatty meat. And a lot of people are like, man, I don't know if I can afford to go on a carnivore diet. Well, check this out. I mean, I go by Smart and Final all the time. That piece of meat was almost 20 bucks, as you can see, and it's down to about 10 bucks. And that's going to feed me for a couple days. Actually, it could feed me for a little bit longer than that when I combine some eggs with that. Once in a while, I'll throw some cheese in there and stuff like that. So you can find bargains on the meat. And you can also, hamburger, there's nothing wrong with that. That will really be a great food source for your carnivore diet. Don't worry about that. Buy the kind of meat you can afford because it's going to be way better for you than these ultra processed food crap that's out there. And any keto snacks that you see in the stores are normally going to be crap. You want to eat whole foods, meat, eggs, seafood. If you could keep it to that, you'd really be doing really, really well. And also, I've got to tell you, getting out, getting away from the sedentary lifestyle. I mean, the average American, I think, takes something like 3,500 steps. If you could double that and go to 7,000 steps a day, I'll get back to my breakfast in a second. If you could double that and get to 7,000 steps a day, all the research shows that you'll have lower incidence of high blood pressure, of obesity, even cancer, and other infirmities that affect the American public right now. And kids are suffering worst of all. When you're handing them this cereal to eat for breakfast, you're killing them. You're setting them up for a life of misery. And I hate to be so blunt about it, but that is truly what is going on. You'll reduce your risk of diabetes for sure on the carnivore diet. I just have to reference my friend Dan Lightfoot. Dan was having trouble with diabetes. He said, what are you doing? I told him. He lost 45 pounds, came off all his meds, and now sees the doctor once a year instead of once every 3 months. Derek and Tamara were a couple people I met yesterday, and Derek said, I'm watching your carnivore stuff. I love your fishing stuff, but I'm loving your carnivore stuff. And I'm telling you, Phil, you're a real inspiration to me. He, not following my carnivore, he's off doing his own thing, but low carb is what he's been doing. Derek has lost about 60 pounds. He's feeling so much better. Derek, way to go, my friend. I'm so proud of you. back to my breakfast. All right, so I had that fatty meat that I got a good bargain at. I cooked some bacon ahead of time, so now I'm gonna fry it in the bacon grease, all natural, Whole Foods. And what the heck, I'm gonna throw a little butter in there, add a little more fat to it. Fat's super nutrient dense. It's super important to your diet. It makes this whole thing work. It increases ketosis and get the ketones up to your brain, helping you to think clearly. It's really, really important. So I'm going to have that. And then I'm going to throw, well, maybe 3 eggs, 4 eggs on top of it. I'm going to eat until I'm full, till I am satiated, and then I'm going to stop. And I probably won't eat again until later this evening. That's the way this thing works. And I'm also going to use salt, which is also really important to your diet. I know what you've been told about salt. It's not true. Salt is very important to your diet. I'm making sure that I salt my food. And your body is so programmed. It's such a magnificent machine that when you eat a piece of food and you think it's too salty, it's because it is. If it tastes just about right, you're going to be in the right ballpark. Now, I highly recommend you talk to your doctors, but I am so over getting advice from many doctors, not all everybody, but they just are not educated in nutrition. They are more educated in you walking in the office, seeing that you're diabetic and, prescribing pills or whatever it is. You got kids that are obese now and they're putting them on obesity meds instead of saying, we ought to look at the school lunches and maybe fix that right now. Instead, no, highly processed foods, crap that they're feeding kids, crap that we're all eating. I watched somebody just munching on a big bag of Doritos the other day. Man, that stuff is the worst crap in the world. And they make it addictive. I guarantee you, if I had a Dorito chip here right now, I'd be looking for my third bag before you know it. They make it that way. They're not concerned about your health. They're concerned in producing food that's cheap to make and that they can make money off of you on. Meat, it is such a nutrient dense, great food that I'm going to keep going on here and see if I continue in the right path. Once again, check out Dr. Ken Berry. Many other guys out there. Dr. Chafee is a guy in Australia who is doing really, really great stuff. Really excellent doctors who will help point you in the right direction. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day, and I'll keep you informed with our carnivore diet and my journey on that. And as always, I will be perfectly candid with you. If I hit some valleys, if I hit some peaks, I'll let you know how it is going. Have a great day, and get off the couch and go for a walk.